Charlotte Mason talked a lot about responsibility and self-control and the discipline of good habits, including the habit of having a regular routine to our days. But did you know that she would sometimes set all of that aside and on the spur of the moment tell everyone to take a day of fun? Life is short, and work needs to be balanced with fun. Welcome to the Simply Charlotte Mason podcast. I'm Sonia Schaefer. Make sure you've subscribed. We bring you new encouragement and Charlotte Mason training for homeschool parents every week. It's good to have a regular routine in our homes. Children thrive when they know what to expect and that it will be consistent. Now, as we've talked about before, it's good to have some variety within that routine. For example, we don't do the same school subjects every day, for that would be tedious and limiting. So we have a variety of subjects, but the children know that mornings are set aside for schoolwork. They know when their chores must be done and when bedtime will come. Routines are helpful. Consistency gives a sense of security. And yes, a habit of dependability needs to be cultivated, absolutely. But that doesn't mean that we have to keep our noses to the grindstone every day of the year with no breaks. Life is short, and we all need some fun to balance out the day-by-day responsibilities. All work and no play can reduce us to that undesirable and ineffective state of just going through the motions. It can feel as if we've hit a wall. And then all of us, parents as well as children, can begin to struggle to attend to our lessons. Charlotte Mason offered some unexpected fun as a good balance for the students under her care. There's a description in Susan Schaefer Macaulay's book, For the Children's Sake, which is a fabulous book, by the way, for those of you who want to understand the ideas behind the Charlotte Mason method. I'll leave a link in the description. And if any of you have already read For the Children's Sake, leave a comment and let everyone else know how good it is and why they need to read it too. Well, here's what she wrote about Charlotte's spur-of-the-moment fun. When Charlotte Mason had her training college for teachers, on some exceptionally fine mornings, a bell would ring. The young students' eyes would sparkle. They would set off on an all-day expedition to some valley or lake in the beautiful English Lake District. It often rains there, and if you planned ahead for a special day off, it would no doubt be raining. Life is short, and sunny moments need to be snatched. For the Children's Sake, page 82. We all need to snatch sunny moments sometimes. Maybe your sunny moment might be as short and simple as dessert first for a meal, or heading to a nearby park with no agenda. You might take the kids to a playground for an hour or two, or make some cookies and share them with a friend, or invite some friends to meet you at a park for a picnic lunch. Sunny moments, well, they could also be longer if that's what is needed to refresh you. You might take an all-day, last-minute excursion to the zoo, or even an overnight camping trip, or a surprise visit to Grandpa's house. The choices are as varied as all of your families who are listening. Now, some of you might be thinking, but we can't afford to miss a day of school. Well, let me offer you some encouragement. First, remember, you're not locked into the same school calendar as everybody else. Homeschooling gives you the freedom to set your own school days and school year. In fact, I did an episode on different ways that you can schedule your year, so you can find a plan that fits your family well during this season of life. Check the description for a link to that. Just remember that you can very easily flex your school year. If you take off a day of schoolwork that you weren't originally planning to take off in the middle somewhere, simply tack that day onto the end of your year. You can rearrange and do what works best for you. But also, remember that these sunny moments don't have to take entire days. A picnic lunch or an hour at the park can be tucked into your day and worked around pretty easily. And even if you do take a whole day or several days, keep in mind that our goal is to educate the whole child. Learning is not restricted to the home schoolroom. Your child can learn and will learn in other situations and locations. He can learn lessons about life and relationships and mental health. If you're at a park, he can learn about nature and about momentum and balance and friction and muscle strength at the playground. I'm not saying neglect your studies and spend every day doing whatever you feel like doing, but every once in a while, when you need a little break from the constant demands of your responsibilities, lift your head, take a deep breath, and look around. The sun might just be shining out there. Life is short. Ring the bell and go have some fun.